It's your first time at Wendy's and you decide to order the chili. When you sit down and take a bite out of your chili, you bite into a human finger. This is what happened to Anna Ayla in March of 2005. According to Anna, she was visiting family in San Jose and they decided to stop at Wendy's to get something to eat. It was her first time visiting a restaurant. She decides to order a $1.19 chili. She added some smashed up crackers, stirred it up, and took a bite. Anna stated she suddenly felt something crunchy in her mouth and spit it out. She panicked, not knowing what it was. They poked the item and found something that resembled a fingernail. Now, according to another customer, once Ayla found out it was a finger, she warned other customers, "Don't eat it. Look, there's a human finger in my chili." When they went to the counter, they asked and were told that it was a vegetable. Employees were baffled by what was going on, but they acted swiftly. They immediately stopped selling the chili and called the police. Everyone wanted to know whose finger was it and how did it end up in Wendy's chili. This is a breakdown of how Wendy's survived this PR nightmare. The incident occurred in the evening at approximately 7:23 p.m. When the police arrived, they regarded this incident as a health matter and passed it on to the health department, which wouldn't be able to send out an investigator till the next day. And local news did pick up the story but ran it as an unconfirmed story. Wendy's headquarters were alerted right away and they began to prepare a statement. The next day, the health inspector arrives and checks the employee's finger. They were all intact. The investigation confirmed that the employees had documented it and followed the chili guidelines to a T. The investigator confirmed it was indeed a finger. However, there was a minimal risk for someone who ate the contaminated chili. On day 3, a photo of the finger is released and word has come out that Ayla is distraught and sickening by the incident. The story is picking up steam. Wendy's released a statement stating they are cooperating with the health department. Their security department is in touch with the San Jose Police Department, and they also hired a private investigator. The private investigator found out Anna Ayla had made claims against corporations in her home state, so it seemed that this woman could be a scam artist. Wendy's was working diligently. They got reports from 7 suppliers that provided the ingredients for the chili. None of them reported an incident of a severed finger. They shared the reports with the police. By this time, the story had made national headlines and Wendy's reputation was on the line. They also begun to see a decline in sales. It was clear the longer this issue went unresolved, the worse off they'd be. Meanwhile, Anna Ayla is living her best life. Anna and her lawyer had made a media appearance on Good Morning America, and she was gearing up to file a lawsuit. Everybody still wanted to know whose finger was it and how it ended up in the chili. The police determined that the finger didn't come from Wendy's, so they launched the investigation. Wendy's also hired a forensic expert to provide assistance in determining whether the finger had been cooked or not. They also set up a toll-free line with a $50,000 reward for tips leading to the source of the missing finger. Within 6 days, they had 300 callers, one providing some vital information that would help turn this case around. One caller stated that Anna Ayla and her husband had scammed people out of money over sales of a trailer. Stay 10. Wendy's has been losing $1 million a day since the incident occurred, and the media circus isn't showing any signs of slowing down. They've become increasingly frustrated with the slowness of the investigation, but there's still hope they may get this resolved. Las Vegas police has decided to join the investigation. Another week goes by, and the police have searched Anna Ayla's home as well as her father. They've also reached out to the police in Mexico because they got a tip that the finger may have come from there. And the tide has started to turn in the media, and they're no longer solely focused on Wendy's. They've begun to shift their attention to Anna Ayla. Due to the media scrutiny, her attorney announced that the lawsuit was going to be dropped. But why would she do that if there was truly a finger found in her chili? Well, according to her, the stress and misery of being in the public spotlight was just too much. But in reality, old girl was about to be exposed. Wendy's increased the reward info to $100,000. And in an attempt to regain customers' trust and retain fleeing customers, they ran a promotion, Free Frosty Weekends, which flopped. A month later, Anna Ayla was arrested for fraud related to a trailer scam they received a tip on. Now, apparently, Anna had scammed a buyer out of $11,000 on the sale of a mobile home that she didn't own. Her husband, James, was also arrested for a failure to pay $400,000 in child support. After announcement of their arrests and charges, the police reminded the public of the $100,000 reward for information about the finger. A month and 3.5 weeks after the initial event, they finally got a reliable tip about the finger. Police announced they used DNA to identify who the finger belonged to. It was a co-worker of Anna Ayla, who lost his finger in an industrial accident. He sold the finger to Anna's husband James for $100 to repay a loan. Both Anna and her husband were charged with grand theft. Anna admitted that she cooked the finger at home, then drove to Las Vegas to San Jose and put it in a chili. Anna was given 9 years and her husband 12. Although she was released after 4 years for good behavior, she isn't ever allowed to step inside of a Wendy's. This fraudulent incident cost Wendy's an estimated $21 million from a loss of business. Tell me what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.